in Malaysia and surprised me so much is that no horn in the street. As you can see, there are cars now in the street, but no horn at all. I can say most of the times, not all of the time.
What would you take from Malaysia to Poland?
Smile, culture, tolerance, yes, and weather.
Budaya antri di Malaysia memang luar biasa ya. Halo teman-teman semua, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Apa kabarnya nih teman-teman semua? Semoga sehat selalu ya. Dan kembali lagi bersama aku Rizky tentunya. Kali ini kita masih mau ngelanjutin requestan dari teman-teman semua. Thank you untuk teman-teman yang sudah kirimin link requestnya ke DM Instagram aku di @ysrizqiyyah. Inilah pendapat opini dari beberapa turis wisatawan asing yang pernah datang ke Malaysia, termasuk orang Indonesia juga loh ya teman-teman ya. Bagaimana pendapat mereka pada saat datang ke Malaysia? Langsung saja kita nonton ya videonya. 1, 2, 3.
I'm a foreigner in Cyberjaya, and here are 5 things that give me culture shock when I first came to Malaysia. Malaysia is so green. There is a lot of greenery in Malaysia. I remember when I arrived a few years ago, when I was coming out of the airport KLIA to Kuala Lumpur, it was green everywhere. I was really amazed. And one of the reasons I love this country, it's the greenery. One of the things that shocked me when I first came to Malaysia is the races. Before coming, I thought only one race is here, but now I know that there is more than one race, which is good for me as a foreigner, so I have the opportunity to deal with people from different backgrounds. And as a result of that, and because of the diversity in Malaysia, we have a lot of holidays, which shocked me in the beginning, but I love it. In Malaysia, we celebrate Eid al-Adha, Eid al-Fitr, we celebrate Christmas, we celebrate Deepavali. Almost every month we have a holiday. Good for me. And one of the things that I love in Malaysia and surprised me so much is that no horn in the street. As you can see, there are cars now in the street, but no horn at all. I can say most of the times, not all of the time. Before coming to Malaysia, I was worried so much about food, but once I landed, I was surprised by the variety of halal food.
Asking my parents what they thought of me moving to Malaysia, what surprised them and what they wish to take to Poland.
What were you the most afraid of when I told you I'm moving to Malaysia?
It's far from Poland, very far, very far.
And very different culture between Europe and Malaysia. Bardzo się obawiałem tego, że Malezja zaakceptuje tak bardzo ekspresyjny charakter moich słów.
Bałam się też, Agatka, czy będziesz bezpieczna tutaj, czy znajdziesz przyjaciół, czy się dobrze czuła w tym środowisku.
Ale po pierwszym przyjeździe byłem w szoku, że tu panuje tak wielka tolerancja, że ludzie są tacy wspaniali, empatyczni, uśmiechnięci. Cudowni.
Jak Agata, tak. Widzimy tam tą miłość do Malezji, a najbardziej nas cieszy to, że to jest takie odwzajemnione.
And what surprised you the most?
Różnorodność kultur, bardzo duża tolerancja panująca wśród ludzi.
Me too, me too.
What would you take from Malaysia to Poland?
Smile, culture, tolerance, yes, and weather.
And food!
Pasti.
Niestety daleko od Polski.
Udah bahagia di Malaysia. Oh, tertib ya, iyalah. Budaya antri di Malaysia memang luar biasa ya.
So we flew into Kuala Lumpur this morning, and these are 3 things you'll see as a tourist when you arrive in Kuala Lumpur. The first is how clean it is. You'll notice how clean the place is. Me and Julia are saying you could almost eat off the floor. It's so clean. Everything is almost spotless. The toilets, everything is so clean. If you've flown from places like India, places like Kuwait, anywhere else in the world, even London, you'll notice how clean it is. The next one is how quick immigration is and how efficient they are there. There's no mucking about. I'm always through immigration in about a couple of minutes. If they need to ask you any questions, they do it, and they do it efficiently. So good. And the third one is how friendly people are. You can always tell how friendly a country are by their immigration staff, I find. And the Malaysian staff are always so nice. When you get out and you go into a taxi, my God, the taxi drivers, everyone is such good mood, such good vibes.
Bagus.
So nice. Everyone in Malaysia always so friendly, and that's something that always welcomes you when you come to Malaysia. It's something I think a lot of tourists are always surprised by.
Are you tired of living in a place that doesn't bring you joy? I'm Jack, a 29-year-old who grew up in Sydney, Australia, but wasn't happy with where the country and the city of Sydney was going. 2 years ago, I was up for trying something completely new, so I packed up all my stuff and threw away the keys to my $1,100 a month tiny studio apartment and got ready for a new adventure. Where did I end up? In Malaysia, where luxury living is affordable. Imagine waking up to this view every day.
One of the best things about living in Malaysia is going to one grocery store to buy all my produce because the meat there is always halal. It's just so convenient. It makes my life so much easier, especially now that I'm in a new country with not as much help.
Hi, hari ini I'm with a man born in Singapore but has lived in Malaysia since how old actually?
Since 18 years old. After finish my study, my GCE O level in Singapore, I migrate to Malaysia. My parents are from Malaysia. During the 40s, my father migrated to Singapore, filmmaking in Singapore. Me and my brother are born and raised in Singapore.
What would you say you noticed to be different?
Okay, although I'm born Singaporean, but my heart loves the environment of Malaysia. Forests, the buffaloes, rivers, the beautiful country of Malaysia. Every time when I'm school holiday, I will ask my father, please come go back to hometown.
So when you came to Malaysia, what were you doing?
Mechanical engineering. But then I had an accident, a serious accident. I couldn't finish my study. But then suddenly I met this culture, beautiful dance culture. So that is how began my life as a full-time dance artist. The joget, the inang, the zapin, and become my passion into the arts of culture.
Right.
So I was a strong religion during in Singapore.
You're a Muslim?
Yeah, I'm a Muslim. I went to the religious school.
So they have this kind of schools in Singapore, so that's the good thing.
But my heart feels after there's no more kampung in Singapore, already town, end of 70s, then they start to demolish all the kampung, they build up the high-rise flat.
Like a business center, yeah?
Yes, so I couldn't find the real culture of Singapore. I don't know what's the real culture of Singapore.
So the culture of Singapore has changed as well,
It's
right?
changed as well, whereas in Malaysia, you still have so many cultural...
And that's the wonderful thing about Malaysia.
At one time, Malaysia #1 income is culture. Singapore, there's no more kampung. Everything demolished already.
What would you recommend to see in Singapore?
Oh my God, what?
You just enjoy Malaysia?
Yes, I just enjoy.
Yes.
I can't see what are the beautiful of Singapore, except beside of their money are getting higher. Now I'm promoting Malaysia culture, so I'm in Istana Budaya now. Since 18 years old, I become an artist. Now I'm staying in Istana Budaya to finish.
Terima kasih for our interview.
Sama-sama.
Alright.
Sejauh ini, selama tinggal di Malaysia, tepatnya di Kuala Lumpur, udah 2 tahun. Dan sebelum-sebelumnya juga saya sempat visit ke Malaysia gitu kan, bareng orang tua atau bareng teman-teman. Pengalaman saya interaksi sama orang lokal tuh selalu menyenangkan, selalu berkesan baik. Dan itu sangat bertolak belakang kadang-kadang ya, sama interaksi netizen-netizen Indonesia sama netizen-netizen Malaysia gitu. Yang kayak air dan api, kayak kucing dan anjing, kayak selalu berantem. Selalu klaim inilah, klaim itulah gitu. Tapi sebenarnya kalau di dunia nyata itu kita tuh interaksi kayak ya biasa aja, beneran kayak temen biasa gitu. Gak pernah yang berantem gak jelas gitu.
Keren banget spotnya nih. Masya Allah. Luar biasa. Itu tadi ya teman-teman ya. Pertama ngalamin culture shock gitu ya di Malaysia pada saat datang. Tapi setelah datang di Malaysia gitu ya, ada hal-hal baru gitu yang didapat tentu saja dari negara Malaysia, tentu saja luar biasa ya teman-teman ya. Perubahan-perubahan yang menuju hal-hal positif tentu saja ya teman-teman ya. Dan oke teman-teman semua, demikian ya video kita kali ini. Aku akhiri dulu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sampai jumpa lagi di videoku selanjutnya. Bye bye, next time, bye.